Boatworks today is sponsored by Total Boat and Alexseal Yacht Coatings, as well as supported by the generosity from the beautiful folks over on Patreon. Thank you so much. So, welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all having a great weekend, and given this current situation for all of us around the world, I hope you're all being safe and you're staying healthy. My name is Andy with Boatworks today, and this week we're going to finish removing the material on this transom, and then I'm going to let you guys decide how I move forward with this project. So, with that said, let's get started. Well, that's interesting. All right, so I'm not going to say that I screwed up. I'm not going to say that I did not screw up. What I will say is that I do think I just made a little bit more work for myself, unintentionally. All right, so here's the part that I've been working on for way too long to try and bust out of here. And when it was in place, this is essentially what it looked like to me. This is what I saw. And I just presumed that, oh, and by the way, this is just another panel of G10 with a little 90-degree angle that was put on here for, I'm guessing, stiffening. But this is what I was able to see, all right? So, which was in place like this. So when I was doing all my cutting, this glasswork, it was all wrapped around. I just kind of figured this was all something that was put in after the fact. Well, so when I was making my cuts then, I was making all of my cuts right down here at the bottom, anticipating that I'd just be able to essentially just bust this whole piece right out. Well, as it turns out, this part was just basically an afterthought, a bit of a cap that was put on over top of this. Now this part in right through here, this is all original. This was done when the boat was first built. And that cap that I busted off, that part right there, that was, again, just added on as a cap. I think it was an afterthought. I really don't know what the purpose of it was. But the long and short of it is that when I made my cuts, I made them right down here along the bottom. And I wasn't able to get all the way through, just because my blade wasn't, I'm not able to cut in that deep. But I was able to get, well, probably 3/4 of the way all the way through on both sides. So now what that means is that I need to completely remove this, which was built as part of the hull, and then rebuild it. That's not the end of the world. That's fine. But just removing this piece right here, I thought it was just going to be something I'd be able to give a little bit of horsepower to and it would all bust loose. Well, now it's looking like I may end up having to actually just grind all of that off rather than being able to cut it and knock it out of place. But the reality is, things like this happen, especially when you're diving into an area that you're essentially going in blind. This had been covered up with layers of glass and butchered up with the additional plates of G10. I mean, you had no idea what was underneath there. So, I mean, all you can do, you look at the situation, you assess it, you put together a plan, and you run with it. Occasionally, you end up taking a little bit of a detour, like I'm going to end up doing here, but that's right. It's not the end of the world. But enough of that. Let's take a closer look at this transom after I've gotten all this crap, peeled off. So now, as you saw, I got the rest of the G10 backing panels removed out of here. And I did that the exact same way that I showed last week. Essentially, pry them back a little bit, best I can. And then I went over top of it with the surface and the cleaner dewaxer. And that seemed to loosen up the 5200 and I guess the old, what I'm guessing is automotive polyester resin, enough that I could then keep on working it. Now, the active ingredient in this stuff is xylene. I don't know if that's a chemical that's commonly found in adhesive removers, breakers, that kind of thing, but whatever it is, it seemed to help out quite a bit here. Now that we've got things kind of opened up a little bit, as far as the thickness of this transom, now it changes depending on where it is you're checking. The majority of the area right in through here, this is all measuring in about, come on, that's about 2 inches, okay? And it seems to be roughly that same thickness everywhere, all in through here, until you start to get towards these outside edges. Now, when you get to these outside edges, this looks like it's pretty much solid glass, but it's like 3/4 inch of glass, which is pretty good. But overall, I don't think that this is quite the thickness that Armstrong recommends. I haven't had a chance to get a hold of them. I thought I had someone mention that Armstrong, for this type of bracket on this size boat, that they recommend a transom thickness of around 3 to 3.5 inches. So there is some additional beefing up that needs to be done here. Now, I've already gone over this transom with a moisture meter, and moisture levels are pretty much like brand new. I had mentioned before, the transom itself, core-wise, is in good shape. So that's just going to make having to remove coring, specifically plywood that's still in good shape, it's going to be really, really, really difficult and really time-consuming. I don't know. I may be rethinking this here. All right, I'm going to put it this way. I'm leaning towards ripping this out and replacing it, but I'm not going to commit to that quite yet. I want to sleep on this one more night and just really give this some thought, because having to rip out this new plywood, this is going to take a long time to rip this out, because it's just going to be coming out in chunks about 1 by 1 by probably 1/8 inch thick. And I don't want to get in there with an aggressive saw, cut a bunch of little chunks, because then I may actually cut through the backside, and that just opens up a whole another can of worms. Now, the one question that I do have is this area right in through here, because this lip right here, where it comes down, kind of bumps in, and then bumps back out for the main transom area. This area through here, to me, it seems like it's going to be a weak link. I'm going to guess, I haven't drilled a hole here yet, but I'm guessing that this is only going to be maybe 1/4 inch thick, 3/8 inch thick of glass, and that's it. So with the bracket on the engines, all the torque is going to be going right through here. But if this is the weak area, this is going to be along the top here and the sides coming down. That's going to be where it's going to be most prone for cracking. Now, let me drill a hole here first. So this is pretty focused. Yeah, come on, you can do it there, buddy. There you go. Yeah, pretty much what I expected to see. Right in through here, this entire area along the top, this is all about 1/4 inch thick, give or take, maybe a touch more. but essentially only a 1/4 inch thick. So now, given that this is the weak area, whether or not I actually replace the core in through this area or I keep what's currently there, regardless of what I end up doing there, there's a few things that I need to, or that I want to try and accomplish here. Because this area in through here along the top and coming down along the sides, because this is so thin, I want to, well, one, beef that up, but I also want to tie this area in with this area. So that means when I come in with my additional layers of Kusa and fiberglass, I'm going to want this area right in through here to be bridged and basically bonded top and bottom. So essentially what I'm looking to do is basically come in with my first sheet of Kusa and essentially fill in this area within the yellow here, and then come over with a second layer that's going to be larger that will actually overlap this, extend up through here, up into this top area, and then down all the way around. That should give me, depending on what thicknesses I actually going, it'll give me a minimum thickness or a minimum build of an additional 1.5 inches, potentially 2 more inches, which would bring this closer to a total finished thickness of around 2 inches. There's a few things that need to get figured out, as far as how to actually do this, because this area through here isn't going to need as much filler or build as, say, this area right through here. So I've got a little bit of figuring out to do as far as how to do that, as well as figure out if I'm going to be sticking with this existing core or if I'm going to be ripping this out and replacing that with Kusa. Well, that reminds. Okay. Well, let's just take a poll. Hopefully, I can figure out how to do this. But up in this top right corner, yeah, top right on your screen, I'm going to put a little pop-up window for a poll. What would you rather see? Replace it or keep it and build off of it? Now again, I just want to emphasize there's nothing wrong with it. These old keyholes, these can be filled in and repaired, no problem. But again, like I had mentioned last week, it's that the little dilemma of having a plywood core in here and then going over top of that with Kusa, or do I rip it all out and go with Kusa? Now the thing is, last week some people had made some comments that if I leave the existing core in here, which is plywood, how long would I anticipate that actually lasting? Well, honestly, if this is all sealed up correctly, when it's all said and done, hell, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years? I mean, as long as this material is kept dry, it can't deteriorate. Or I should say, it won't deteriorate. If it's encapsulated in glass and resin and it stays dry, if water can't get to it, water can't damage it. So that's one thing. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So I'll put up a poll up here. Give me your vote. Replace this or just build off of it and keep what's currently here. And with that said, I'm out of time for this week, so I'm going to have to wrap this video up. Now, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Just click all notifications, please. Thank you in advance. If you have any questions, comments, leave those down below. And as always, thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. But before you click off, remember to take that poll. Let me know what you think should be done with this core. I'm gonna let you guys decide. Whatever gets the most votes is what I'm going to do. So I'm skirting having to make this decision myself. So it's on you. What do you want me to do? Again, take the poll, and I'll see you next week.
This has been a Boatworks Today production.